Hello and welcome to today's Class 2 of our Complete Beginners Yin and Yang Foundation series. Let's begin today standing at the front of our mat in a mountain's pose. Take an inhale as you lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, allow the shoulders to fall down and away from the ears. Palms are facing forward, fingertips pointing like arrows down toward the ground. We are simply standing still, yet we are engaged. The tailbone is tucked, belly button pulled into the spine. Inhale deeply and exhale fully and slowly. Taking just a few more moments here to bring your awareness to how you're feeling before we begin today's class, and maybe set any intention you have for today's practice. With your next inhale, bend the knees as you sweep the arms up overhead, interlacing the fingers except the index fingers, pointing up toward the sky, growing through the spine. On your next exhale, begin to side bend to the left, feeling this nice opening through the side body. Returning to center when you're ready, and then exhaling to the right. Just beginning to wake up the body a little here. Go ahead and return to center. Exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Then again, bend the knees as you inhale, sweeping the arms overhead, taking a slight back bend maybe. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your third eye as you're beginning to fold from the hips with that straight back first. Once you're folded as far as you can with the straight back, and with the slight bend in the knees still, then allow the rest of the upper body to come forward. Grabbing your opposite elbows now, ragdoll pose. Simply rocking side to side a little bit, allowing the weight of your body to do the work here. Once again, let's bend the knees as we begin to roll the spine back up one vertebrae at a time. Inhaling as the arms reach overhead, and then exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Take an inhale, and exhale fully. Bend the knees as you reach overhead on your next inhale. And as we did a moment ago, as we exhale, we're going to begin by bending from the hips first, keeping a soft bend in the knees, before then allowing the rest of the upper body to melt forward. Inhale, halfway lift, coming up to a flat back. Then exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back, drop the knee, open the chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, step the right foot back for plank. Lower yourself down to your knees, chest, chin. And here we're just going to then begin to slide forward as we inhale for a baby cobra pose. As you exhale, begin to come back toward tabletop, tuck the toes, and with the knees bent, lead with the hips as you press back into down dog, keeping those knees bent if you need to. So the idea is to have a flat back in our down dog, even if that means the knees bent rather than being rounded through the spine here. On your next inhale, step the right foot forward, lowering the back knee, looking up as you inhale. With your exhale, stepping toward the front of the mat now. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time, arms reaching overhead as you inhale. And exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Reset with a breath, taking an inhale. And exhaling fully and slowly. Bend the knees as you inhale, reach the arms overhead. As you exhale, begin to dive it down toward forward fold, bending from the hips with that soft bend of the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, finding that flat spine. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping the right foot back this time, lowering the knee to the mat as you inhale and lift the chest open. Exhale, stepping back into high plank. Then once again, lower down, knees, chest and chin. Sliding it forward for a baby cobra now. And as you exhale, pressing back to tabletop, tucking the toes, leading with the hips as you press into down dog again. With your next inhale, step the left foot forward, lower the back knee to the mat, opening the chest. Exhale, stepping the right foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees, begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time as you inhale, reach overhead. And exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Resetting with the breath here. We're going to go through this sun salutation one more time on each side. Feel free to move at your own speed if you want to move a little faster or slower. Placing your focus on flowing with the breath though. So with your next inhale, let's begin reaching overhead, maybe taking a slight back bend. Exhale, hands to third eye as you fold from the hips, diving it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left foot back, drop the knee. Inhale, stepping back into plank. And exhale, lowering knees, chin, chest, or taking your full chaturanga this time. Inhale for baby cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, leading with the hips as you press back into down dog. Inhale as you step the right foot forward, back knee dropping. And exhale, stepping to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees and roll the spine up, one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Take an inhale. And let it go. Bend the knees, sweep the arms overhead as you inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the left foot back and lower the knee. Exhale, stepping into high plank, keeping that deep core engaged, belly button pulled into the spine. And exhale, knees, chin, chest, or chaturanga. Inhale for baby cobra or up dog. And exhale, shifting back with the hips, pressing your way into down dog. Step the left foot forward as you inhale, dropping the back knee. And exhale, stepping the other foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hanging out here this time, grabbing the backs of the legs or the ankles maybe, and bending at the elbows to pull yourself a little deeper into this pose. Just beginning to notice any shifts that have started to occur in the hamstrings or anywhere else in the body. Maybe walking out one leg at a time here, bending one and extending the other. Just making this feel nice for the hips, the hamstrings, the back. Take one more deep inhale here. And let it go. And begin to inhale, bending the knees, rolling the spine back up once more, arms sweeping overhead. And exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Take an inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and step the left foot back toward the back of the mat, lowering that back knee to find our low lunge. Take an inhale as you lengthen through the spine. Notice your hip alignment. Make sure those hips are tucked under, belly button pulled into the spine. Hips squared to the front of the mat here. We're going to lower our hands to the mat now. If you have trouble reaching the ground from your lunge position, then you can try using some blocks or anything else you have around the house to give you a little extra support. So let's take an inhale, growing through the spine. As you exhale, begin to extend through that front leg. As you come to a halfway split, folding from the hips. Again, inhale, coming forward, making sure that front knee doesn't cross the toes. And exhale, pressing it back, halfway split. Again, inhale, coming forward, growing through the spine. Exhale, extending and folding, holding it here this time. Thinking of squaring off the hips, by thinking of pressing that left leg or the back leg hip forward while bringing the front hip back a little bit. This will help make that pose a little bit more effective, taking you deeper into the hamstrings. From here, let's begin to point our toes inward, so we're pulling the toes up toward the shin and pointing them in. Then go ahead and turn the foot out, toes going towards the outer edge of the mat now. Just playing around with this ankle positioning, being aware of how the engagement of the foot can affect the areas being targeted. Take one more deep breath here. And let it go. From here, we are going to find a hurdler position. So whichever way is easiest for you, find your way to the mat. That right leg still extended, left knee is still bent back. And then we can begin to shift that left leg further back with the knee still bent here. Take an inhale as you lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, with that flat back first, begin to fold from the hips over that front leg, maybe resting onto a pillow or bolster, or if your body allows, allowing the rest of the upper body to melt toward the leg now. Thinking about stretching with that chest up and out and then down to get the most effective pose and to help protect our low back. Inhale deeply and exhale fully and slowly. When you're ready, slowly begin to lift the chest once more. Plant the hands as you lift and pivot that knee back under you, coming back into your lunge. Then with your exhale, go ahead and step on back to high plank. Exhale, knees, chin, chest, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, leading with the hips, pressing back to down dog. Take an inhale. With your exhale, step the left foot forward now, finding your way into your low lunge, back knee dropping. And again, begin by making sure everything is aligned and engaged properly. Tailbone tucked, belly button pulled into the spine. Take an inhale as you grow through the spine. And exhale, extending that front leg as you begin to fold from the hips. Halfway split. Inhale, coming forward into low lunge, making sure the knees not passing the toes. And exhale, pressing it back, halfway split. One more time, inhaling as you come forward, hips sinking low. And exhale, pressing it back to halfway split. Pulling those toes in toward the shin and pointing them inward, maybe outward, taking some micro adjustments. Once again, think about pulling that back leg hip forward slightly while pressing the front hip back slightly, squaring those hips out toward the front of the mat. Inhale deeply and exhale fully and slowly. Each breath, imagine drawing that oxygen into those areas of tension. And let it go as you exhale, surrendering into the pose, relaxing everything that doesn't need to be tensed right now. With your next exhale, roll the spine back up. And as we did on the other side, find your way down to the mat, left leg extended ahead of us this time, right leg bent and out to the side, and begin moving that leg further back as we prepare for our hurdler stretch. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, folding from the hips first. And if your body is allowing, let the forehead and the chest melt towards that left leg. Once again, beginning to breathe deeply and mindfully here. Noticing any differences on the first and second side, being aware of any imbalances within your own body. Take an inhale. And exhale, let it go, surrendering a little deeper. One more time, let's take a deep inhale. And let it go, allowing all the air to leave the lungs. Then in your own time, gently allow the spine to roll back up. And in your own time, find your way onto your back, bringing the soles of the feet together now to finish in our Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. So soles of the feet are together, knees just gently falling away to the sides for this gentle opening through the groin and hips. You can move the feet further from the body to make it a little less intense, or to take it a bit deeper, move the heels closer toward the body. The arms can be resting at the sides, palms facing up. And as we take just a couple more minutes to finish here, I'd encourage you to go inward, to scan through the body once more, noticing any shifts that have occurred, mentally, emotionally, or physically. Bring that mindful awareness back into this practice. So notice the breath. Feel the heartbeat slowing. Your breathing slowing as you sink a little deeper into the mat beneath you. I would encourage you to stay in your Shavasana even longer today if you have time. But if you're ready to finish with me and move on with your day, then begin inviting some gentle movement back into the fingers and toes. And when you're ready, turn onto your right side and meet me seated at the center of the mat for our final closing breaths together. Inhale as you sweep the arms overhead, stretching any way that feels good right now. And exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Just feeling the energy between the two palms. Feeling the life-sustaining rhythm within your chest. Again, inhale, sweeping the arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. As you thank yourself for taking the time to honor your mind and body in this way today. Thank you so much for joining me for class 2 of our Beginners Yin and Yang Foundation series. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon if you want to be notified as classes are released. Next week I have class 3 of this series, which will be another Yin class to focus on getting out of the mind and into the body. If you enjoyed today's class, please do me a huge favor. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Liking and subscribing are 2 of the best ways that you can help support this channel and help me expand my reach. Thank you again for joining me for today's practice. I hope it has left you feeling refreshed and ready to tackle whatever you have before you today. Have a great day, my friends, and I will see you soon. Namaste.